We'll start with the highlighter. This for you is at the bottom of page 140. We're going to highlight what a radical equation is. A radical equation is an equation with a radical, surprise, and the variable is inside your radical. And now we're getting into adding more words that mean the same thing. Here, highlighting green. When you solve for x, you're often finding a solution. Another word for solution is root. Perfect, thank you. And here's going to be the idea. The main idea for solving radical equations. The problem is the square root sign. How do you get rid of a square root sign? What would be the opposite of it? Squaring. So that's the idea for solving a radical equation. We want, the main idea, what we want, we want to get rid of that square root. How do we do that? It actually takes two steps. First, we have to isolate the square root. Get it all by itself on one side of the equation. Sometimes you can isolate it with a number in front. Sometimes you can isolate it all by itself. So I'm going to say first, we want to isolate that square root or the mixed radical. Then second, once you've done that, you need to square both sides. And something that you've never had to do with solving equations before, but you're going to need to do it now, we're going to have to check or verify that it works. Because squaring both sides is dangerous. Because of the following. Is negative 3 equal to 3? Is this true? This is not true. It's never true. But if I squared both sides, I get 9 equals to 9. And I'm like, that's true. And so this step right here sometimes gives us an answer that we think is true because it looks like everything worked. But we actually did what this step right here. We like had negative on one side, positive on the other, and squared both sides, and it actually doesn't work. So we're going to have to check, verify that it works, because we're going to get answers that appear to be true but are not. They're called extraneous roots. Okay, so with that, there's the idea. This whole last section of the notes is we're going to solve radical equations. And we're going to look at ones with single radical equations here. I'm even going to add some where you have 2 square roots in the equation and how you would go about solving that. So 3 equals 4 root x is part A. Oops, I wrote it wrong. The 4 was in front, right? You have a choice on this one, because you technically, would it be easy to get the square root all by itself? Yes. You could divide both sides by 4 to get the square root by itself. Or you could deal with the mixed radical. Either the mixed radical or the radical all by itself will solve this question. How do I solve this question? Well, I'm going to need to square both sides. If I squared both sides here, I would get x equals 9 over 16. If I squared both sides here, and I'm going to put brackets, I have to square the whole side, this will be 9. You see that this will be 16x. And then if you divide both sides by 16, you get 9 over 16 in the end. And to make sure that our answer works, and I'll tell you this one will, this is how I'm going to get you to check things. I'm going to get you to draw a line, and I'm going to get you to write the left side of the equation and the right side of the equation, and go back to the original equation. The original equation was 3 on the left side. The original equation was 4 root x on the other side, and we're checking what happens if we plug our answer in. If these two come out the same, then we know that our answer is actually right. If they come out different, then we know that our answer was actually wrong. Square root of 9/16 is the square root of 9 over the square root of 16. That'll be 3 divided by 4. I have fractions. My 4s would simplify, giving me just 3. Yes, I can put a check mark on these. I've checked and they work. Really nice. Part B. 13 equals 2 root x plus 1. Minus 7. Here is my mixed radical. I cannot square both sides right now to get rid of it because it is not by itself. So first of all, I'm going to have to combine the like terms. You can see you can add 7 to the other side. Adding 7 to the other side. Oops, will be 20. Now you have a mixed radical. You could square both sides right now, or you could divide by 2. I think in this situation, dividing by 2 makes a lot of sense just because it makes my numbers smaller. Right? Squaring 20 is not bad. It's 400, but it's like a bigger number. So now I can square this side and square this side. And I get 100 equals x plus 1. And that gives me x equals 99. I can do a quick check. So again, how do we check? Draw a line, make left side and right side. The original left side was 13. My original right side, I'm going to plug in the 99. This will be 2 square root of 100 minus 7. 2 times 10 minus 7 equals 13. Both of these are the same, so x equals 99 works. Okay, circle questions 4, 5, and 6.